In this tutorial, I'm going to be covering how to digitize in a boundary. So let's just say you're not given a boundary and you need to create one. So in this particular example, we're going to use, well, first off, we want to create a boundary for our Marlet Park site. It's kind of a backwards L shape, and just looking at this aerial photography here, it's going to be kind of hard to do that with this. So one of the things that we probably want to do is get some information where the boundary is kind of somewhat there for us. So if I go take a look in my source data, probably something in my Riley County data set. So I'll have to turn all this stuff on and then kind of drill down to the thing that I want. What I'm basically looking for here is something called parcels. Parcels would give me somewhat detailed information of where that project boundary might be. So it's right here. I actually have two parcels, or one parcel. So let me just turn all this stuff off. And if your parcel doesn't redraw, you can go down here and just click that button. Well, it's underneath of our aerial photography, so let me collapse this and so recall that these are like layers of trace, except these aren't really see-through. So I'm going to drag this up towards the top so that way my parcels is on top. So that's pretty good right here. I mean, this is pretty much the edge of our Marlet Park project site. So going back to our area of interest, I need to actually digitize this and have that information get stored inside of this area of interest. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to go to Edit Feature and choose Start Editing. And it's telling me about how all of these pieces of data here doesn't really match our data frames spatial projection. I'll go ahead and click Continue. Normally you would get everything to kind of sync up, but for our example here, we're just learning how to digitize things. Down here on the lower right, it says polygon, so I've selected area of interest. These are two possible things that I could edit for. I just want my area of interest, the regular one. And down here, the construction tool, I want it to be a polygon. It's not going to be a perfect square or a circle or something freehand. It's just going to be a polygon. So what I might do is start down here. And notice that when I roll my mouse over this, that my cursor changes. It's saying parcel vertex. This is a point. So I'm just going to single left click and release. And I should be able to ride my cursor up along this edge here until I get to the next vertex or endpoint. I'll click here again. I'll pan up and look for the next one. And you're probably wondering, well, why not just click all the way at the bottom and then go all the way up here at the top and click? And the reason why is because this is not a perfectly straight line. So we do want to be a little bit careful about doing that sort of thing. And I'm digitizing in a clockwise direction. There's a vertex. I'm going to come all the way down to this corner here. And we have a road. I'm actually going to cross the road to the next corner over here, which should be fine. Since we're considering everything here, including the road that crosses Marlet Park. There's another vertex there. I'm going to zoom in, make sure I get this corner really good. There probably isn't going to be another one for a while. Zoom out, make sure that I'm in the right place. Looks like it. Okay, let me zoom back in. Just roll my mouse across here, see if there's any more endpoints. There's one there. Looks like there's several going across here. So for whatever reason, this project site boundary bends a little bit. Looks like we have some more here. Let's come across. go upwards. There's another one in here in between. That one's a pretty straight line. One here. Now, what do we do here at this corner? And what I'm probably going to do is try to get to the tangent line here as close as I can. Mostly because I don't want to digitize all of these vertices along this curve. If I was to cross the street here, it's going to be much easier for me to just cross the street right here. Just zoom out and just have an overall view of what this looks like. That looks about right. So now I'll travel north along this edge. And here we have a lot of vertices, so you're probably not going to want to get each and every single one, you know, something pretty close to making a curve. Not going to be perfectly curved as you can see here, but for what we're doing we get the general ideal. Click there. Zoom out, and it looks like I am pretty close to being done. Probably need to create one here, and this is probably my last one. I'm just going to confirm that. Yep, there's no more. That one's my last one. And on your last one you just double click and then you complete the sketch. Now this sketch is completely editable, and you can do that by going up here to the editor toolbar and using a lot of these tools. One of them is the edit the vertice. This will allow you to click and drag or remove something, so if you get close enough you should be able to right click on something and delete a vertice or move it. I believe you can also insert one where one might be needed, so that can be pretty useful to know about. And in actuality, I'm pretty happy with my sketch here, so what I'm probably going to do is save my edits. And then I'm going to stop editing so I don't accidentally make a change. I'll turn off my Raleigh County data so I just see this little boundary thing right here. So now if I right click on my area of interest and go to open attribute table, I can see that this entire area is about this many square feet, and the length of that boundary is about this many linear feet.